Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Rewrite Your Story podcast. As mentioned in my last episode, this particular clip is just a bit of bonus content that I wanted to share with you guys. After my last episode with Daniel, we kept recording while we just had a personal conversation, and I just felt like the stuff that we talked about was worth sharing with you guys. Although it's very raw to both Daniel and my own story, I feel like it's something that you guys might relate to. And again, there's some really great advice in there that I think you guys may want to try out in your own life. So yeah, enough of me rambling on, and let's jump into this bonus content.
But thanks again, Daniel, for joining us. And
No
I guess everybody else tune in next week and we'll see you then. Bye. We did it. We did it. We did it. We did it.
Is that all right? Oh my god.
It was perfect. Dude.
Was it? Okay.
You literally do not stutter anymore, like at all. Like ever.
No. I have worked on it quite a bit, yeah.
I remember when you couldn't even call a taxi.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's been a great help, so.
Dude.
Yeah.
You blow my mind, because I was kind of thinking, okay, I'll get my episode with Daniel might take a little while, like, because I know when he gets nervous and stuff. Wow.
Yeah.
You've I wish people could have met you back when I first ever met you, just to see the change.
Yeah, I do that thing. I think it was Abby was talking about it in your previous episode, where like you talk to former you, or like, you know, and I do that in my walk sometimes. Like I chat to 18-year-old me who's dark hair and all that, and trying to explain to him, yeah, a lot of shit's gonna come up, a lot of shit's gonna happen, but you're going to get through it and it's all going to be okay. Like, and I can almost see that 18-year-old me smiling and going, oh, cheers, man. Thank you. That's awesome. You know, so, yeah. So
I love that you still do that. Like, and you
oh,
need
for
to.
sure.
It's so important, because like you said, even like earlier in this episode when we were recording it, like triggers come up and they resurface. So like the fact that you still talk to that younger you and still keep that in check is key. And I would have never thought of doing that, but I might start doing it. Why not? You know, it makes absolute sense. So much sense.
Trying to have a nicer dialogue in your head. I think it's always, but it's so, because my brain's great at telling me I'm shit sometimes, and it's just trying to be a bit kinder, and that's really what it is. And that can also be a good stepping block to better things. So,
that's where I had to have that episode with Abby, like that whole imposter syndrome. Like everybody has that. We tell ourselves we're not good enough. Like we're our biggest, you know, detriment to ourselves, where we should be our biggest cheerleader. But especially, and that's the thing I touch on with Abby, like with growing up in Northern Ireland, you're told to not be the center of attention. You're told to be quiet. You're told to step back. You're told not to be different. Other parts of the world definitely embrace that. It's all about being different and standing out. But I definitely find in our culture that's hard to do.
for sure.
Definitely hard to
do.
do.
Because whenever Abby said that about Northern Irish culture and asked me to step back, and so I was immediately brought me back to every single New Year's party that we had with Kieran and his family, because they're big and they're out there and they're all of it, and I just wanted to join in, and my mum would be like, don't be making a scene, don't do it, just I just want to play the guitar and do all that, but she's like, don't be showing off too much or anything like that.
And I think that's why I love Kieran's family so much. They're all headers, but so traditional as well, like very traditional Irish type family, but yet they just embrace everything. But I think it helps that the whole family's super musical. That definitely helps. But yeah, wonderful people. But it is crazy that we can all grow up in like the same part of the world, or even different parts of the world, but have the similar kind of issue. But it's great that people, at least we may be realizing it in our 20s and 30s, but the fact that we're realizing it and starting to embrace who we are and live our lives, it's key. I remember telling my therapist, you know, I just turned 29 recently, and I was just like, I feel like I have just started my life. I'm just living my life now. I feel like I'm in my own skin, my own body. I know who I am, and my life has just begun, and I'm so fucking excited about it.
Yeah, it's good. It's I'm so happy for you, honestly. Like it's so good to see the change, and you know, like.
And we've been through a lot together. You've seen me. Like, I remember being in your dorm room on the crying and literally falling to my knees, like broken down, absolute state. You were with me through when I went through the abuse with my ex, like when he beat me up. Dude, so yesterday was 7 years.
No way. Oh God. I was telling Beth that story about, if you don't mind, about the abusive one, and I will never. I remember your experience told me a lot about how when you're so in it, you just can't see the wood through the tree. You just, and I remember seeing him, and I hated him. I remember just not liking him at all. And I remember you said something, but like you were so right, but at the same time wrong. That you were like, people judge you, and you're judging him. So how is that fair? And I'm going, true, but he's a dick. And it was like trying.
Yeah. You think I could have saw past the muscles and the steroids, but no.
Oh no, but here, listen. Then you know, little did I know. Hold on, there's probably I, you know, going out with a psycho person. Everybody was telling me to stay away, and I was like, yeah, no, it's all fine.
It's hard, and especially when you're in it. Like when you're in that kind of cycle, I feel like you feel subconsciously you feel worthless and that you're not worth anything. So then when you're with someone who treats you like shit, you kind of feel that that's what you deserve in a way.
Definitely.
And like mind control and physical control, it's all its own thing. Like it starts off small, and this is where like I really want to do an episode on like gaslighting and stuff. But I want to get someone on who knows more about it better than I do. But that's definitely where a lot of it begins. It starts off with that mind control and, you know, feeding your imposter syndrome that you already have, and they just kind of add to the fuel and the fire. Like I remember he would sometimes leave the house and he would grab my, in fairness, I was only with this guy for like 4 months, such a short space of time. And I didn't want to live with him. I didn't feel any sort of draw to him in that sort of way. But he made me move out, and you know, you're like, no one can make you do anything. He fucking made me. He really made me. He made me move out of the place that I lived in and go to his. And then he would like trap me inside the house. He'd take my keys, he'd take my passport, he'd take my phone, he'd take everything so I couldn't get out of the house, and lock the doors and like leave me in there while he went out. And then he would come back in, and like it's so weird, so crazy stuff. But like obviously I ended up in that kind of relationship and in that kind of cycle because I didn't unpack my stuff from childhood and all of that stuff. And I look at Amy back then to Amy now, and I'm like, I don't let if a dude just like lies to me once, so obviously I was dating, I guess I'm not gonna disclose so much about my personal life just yet, but when I was dating, I remember entertaining kind of seeing a guy, and he lied. It was a white lie, but he still lied about something really small. And I'm like, nah, I'm done. I'm not pursuing this anymore. And I remember him getting really pissed at me, and he's like, oh, but I didn't mean it. And I'm like, yeah, but you still said it and you still did it. So no, what's a red flag for me? Where Amy 7 years ago would have just kept taking the shit. But now I don't even let the small things slide. I'm like, nope. No, I know what my red flags are. Red flags are so good to like be in tune with. I think when you do your trigger work and stuff, that the two kind of go hand in hand. But to know what my deal breakers were and what I want and what I don't want, more importantly, was huge. And then standing true in that and owning that, because I could have easily ended up seeing this guy. But why would I want to date someone who's a liar? Especially small lies, because that just, if you're doing that at the beginning, where's it going to go? You know?
Have you ever heard of the show Bojack Horseman at all? So it's a cartoon, but it's rated 18. There's loads of mental health stuff in it. It's amazing. One of the best quotes I've ever heard for that, and I think it's pertinent for everything, which was, if you look at something through rose-tinted spectacles, all the red flags just look like flags. And I was just like,
oh, wow.
it was just, fireworks started coming out. And the other thing as well, like, if, you know, so let's take the example of me saying to you about that guy you were going out with and dick, but anyways,
psychopath, not even
psychopath,
absolute psychopath.
But me saying that to you was like, you know, don't like, you know, but that in its own way is the most counterintuitive way you can ever do anything as a friend. I've learned going down the line, because you're making the person who you want out of that, for the, you know, because you care about them, you're making them stand up for that person.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying to you, he's a so and so, but you're going, don't, I'm going to protect him.
Defensive.
And then all of a sudden, and you get defensive. So I'm completely in the dark here. I'm going to sort that out. There we go.
But that kind of goes with what you said earlier in the episode about don't be a whatever therapist. I can't remember what the line was, but it was when you were coaching where you can't say you have PTSD. You have to kind of, what was that line? What was it called?
It was a motivational interviewing. You've got to sort of.
You can't do the motivation. Because for you, you're like, Amy, no, he's not good. Where you could have been like, hey, James, I've noticed he's got a little bit of this. Like, what do you think about that? How does that make you feel? But do you know what? We were kids. We were so young. We hadn't started 100%. The self-development journey. No. I remember once even Jenny calling to the door at his place and to talk to me. And I didn't even let my full body out of the door. I just let my head out. And she was trying. Like, she was trying to be like, are you okay? Is it safe for you to talk? Like she was picking up on something really heavily strong. Yeah. And then it was literally a couple of days after that where he tried to kill me. Like, it was insane.
I'll never forget that call you gave me at the hospital as well.
Yeah.
And it's just like, Jesus Christ, that was like...
It's crazy, but it's so easily done. And like, I actually I reached out to a women's abuse charity here in Vancouver, and because I really want to get someone on, like a representative from them, just to really talk about what are the warning signs, whether you're someone who's going through it or it's someone that you're observing, how to approach that, and then if you are someone who's going through this sort of thing, what kind of services are there for you to reach out to. And I messaged them just kind of thinking like they'll not get back to me, or, you know, I'll hear back in months. And the CEO wants to come on of this charity organization. Yeah, like they listened to my first 2 episodes, and after listening to my story and stuff, they're like, yeah, we want to come on, it'll be the CEO, she's going to do this. And I'm just like, what?
That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah,
that's
insane. There might even be a little bit of publicity about it, like we might go on a radio station and all that sort of stuff.
That's the way to do it.
But it's crazy. Like, this is the stuff I wish I had back then. So why not put it out there? It's second terrifying. No one wants to put their dirty laundry out there. And hey, good on to you too, dude. Like, I know you don't publicize what you've gone through, especially like, you know, the whole transplant thing, your little nervous tics that you had. You've just put it out there in the world. This is going to be, the world's going to hear all this next week. That's huge.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I think if I can just help, like, I know it sounds really, but if I can help in any way I can, it would be mental. Like, even I've joined now a thing called the Renal Arts Group at Queen's University. So I'm joining that sort of all via Zoom and just helping them out. But I saw them doing this thing, and it was on Twitter, and a whole load of PhD students are running it. And I was like, shit, I've got to be involved. Let's join in social work and art. And like, I literally just like fired off an email, barely proofread. It was like, I'm a music student and I have a social work degree. I think I'll be good. Bang. It was like, you know, just straight there. And it was just...
That's amazing.
And we'll have a Zoom meeting with them next week and meet the whole team and see how I can help them and do all that.
Wow, what do they do?
So they sit with dialysis patients. So when they're having their dialysis, and it can be hours and hours and hours, they just sit with them and they do arts with them, and it's about expressing their trauma, their annoyance of where they are, the hope for where they go, all of that. So yeah.
I love that.
So yeah.
I need to look into something like that here. Like I used to do a bit of volunteering when I first came here, but I'd love to do something that's more aligned with like me, like yourself, like with your dialysis background, but doing something like this. This is so aligned with you. It's almost like you're giving back to younger you. Like it's almost, it could be you sitting in the chair, you know, and you're just giving that person. I really need to do. That's huge, dude. Like look at you go. Oh my God, look at the stuff you're doing.
Yeah. Oh, certainly try.
It's incredible.
So yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited to edit this episode and get it up.
That'll be good. That'll be weird to
wait.
hear myself back. I'll be like, Jesus, that's me talking. Okay, now, but yeah.
Is there anything you want me to specifically link on this? Like I could put your Spotify on there, but is there anything else that you want on there?
Actually, the two things would be pretty cool. Is I did this thing for another. It was like a friend of mine's sister that they would do anything called pandemic playlists. I can send you the link to it, where you put a whole load of songs together that helped you through the pandemic, and which I just thought was really cool, and it could just be good for people. Just to hear that, and hopefully it relaxes them and brings back fond memories and do all that.
Yeah.
Like, that's a pretty cool thing to do. So yeah.
Instagram. I'm just writing this down.
It's really good you're getting all these different people's perspectives, because you're so right. There's no one way to do mental health. It's just you hear how it works for some people and you pick a mix. You literally just pick a mix, try them out, give yourself the time to try them and see what works for you. Like, honestly, you know.
I never saw that, but it's totally a pick a mix. It's for sure. Like not unlike all these things I'm sharing, the things that I did, but they might not be a thing for somebody else. And even the order I'm sharing them in, some of these things I did at the beginning, other things I didn't do till near the end, and others are some that I'm still currently doing. So it's all there are things that you'll pick a mix at different aspects of your life, different times of your life. But it's all relevant. I'm totally gonna have to create like some sort of visual of like a pick a mix with like, instead of candy being like, you know, self-care, triggers, blah, 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 and like
that's how I see it. My
brain's doing things now, Daniel. You've put that in my brain. I'm gonna have to create something.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, love you, dude. Thanks for hopping on. Go give the wifey a little hug from me and tell her I say hi.
Will do. Yeah, we've got a bottle of white chilling in the fridge that we're gonna have a bit of. So,
that's what I forgot to grab this morning, was the wine from my place. Damn it. Send me your link. I'll send you a message to send me your pandemic playlist, a link to your Spotify, and then your Instagram music page. I feel like I have it all anyway, but just send it all to me in one go, and I will appreciate it.
Cool. Thanks so much.
Cheers, buddy. Chat to you soon. Bye.
Bye.